of you and leave it in there for everybody else.
Oh, that's, yeah, no, but that was one, no, but you bring up a good point, that was one of the conversations they needed to have with
Yeah.
the gym, of how would we decon
Yeah.
defense then afterwards, yeah.
Well,
You're
not
right, we
everybody-
don't
I'm
wanna-
trying to help you out here.
Not everybody has memberships.
Not everybody,
But those are things that, you know, you can look into. I was surprised to hear that though. So taking really hot showers helps. But I was really surprised to hear a little bit about that study. You can YouTube it a little. They have a little video from up there. It's pretty neat. I sat in one of them last year at the FDIC that was down on the, it was in Lucas Oil on the floor back a little ways. They had a few of them sitting there. Actually, it was kind of cool, really. So anyway, now this is one of the coolest parts. This is one of those other sections I asked you to take note of for this next couple sections, or next part. Your groin area is 300 times more likely to absorb things. Why? Heat and
Soft tissue. Soft tissue.
soft tissue and, I always want to say and then.
It can't escape, it gets stuck down in there and it just stays.
It just stays, but it's one of the most vascular areas of your body. That's my paramedic word for today. So it's one of the most blood-filled areas of your body. Just truly, so it's very sensitive, very thin skin, and it's just a sensitive area. Okay, so take note to some of these numbers here a little bit, because there was a study that was done. It's called a FAST study, and what they did was they took this firefighter. They're wearing shorts underneath, put him into this. I always want to say this chamber, like Dr. Evil, you know. But they put him in this chamber, and they had him work doing firefighter functions for like 30 minutes, okay? And then they injected it with some kind of UV aerosol or something that would react with a black light or something. And it wasn't hot in there, it was like 70 degrees. And then they said, okay, then we're gonna come out and then we're gonna scan you. Oops. Let me put that on vibrate, I'm sorry. All right. So, and then, so when this picture right here, this just shows you that this firefighter was good to go, clean and everything before they started. Now, here's the cool part. Bam! This hit home with me. And all of this, why do you think there's little lines right here? Mask, right? But all of this here, look at that. Isn't that crazy? That is absolutely crazy of how much stuff actually sticks to you that goes through that hood that's right there, okay? Notice our head's pretty good, relatively. We got some, but relatively pretty good up here because that helmets are pretty hard. I wear a leather one, which I like. I've worn a 1010 for God knows how long. I liked it too. So we're good there. We worked down a little farther. Remember when I talked about the hands wiping and going, you can see here. You can see the like around the waistline a little bit. Why is that there? Yeah, it comes under. That's where it starts to break, right? You got this thing up to here, then your coat. So there's a break right there. Same, you can see. This really hit home. All through that area there. Notice that what's here?
Boots.
Boots, right? So this is where all those gases come up and get into you as well. Somebody asked a question yesterday, well, what about having pants on? That's up to you. Some fires I wear pants, some I wear shorts. It doesn't. But I just know that I need to decon myself when I get back. Does that make sense? Down here, it gets so hot and so humid, you almost have to balance out a little bit that wearing those heavy pants and things like that sometimes can make your job harder by adding that extra layer, making you sweat even more, just doing trivial tasks or something. But so that's up to you guys to decide how you do things. Okay, so for every 5-degree increase in temperature, our skin is more likely to increase absorption by 400%. That is crazy. So now we'll take breaks. That's Todd. I've known him since I was about 15, 16 years old. He's a fireman or firefighter down at Wayne. And a lot of these pictures are there. This is in Indianapolis. This is Speedway. This is one of the fires where, believe it or not, my department, Wayne Township, which was him, which is 85s, I run with them quite a bit. And then with 201s, I run with, well, they're 88s now, but we all kind of come together a little bit. So I wasn't at that one. But anyway, so we will come back in 10 minutes and give everyone time to get some water, go to the bathroom, and we'll go from there.
Can you just go back to the photoluminescent picture? So have you seen the recent article that talked about the chemicals that are used on our airline or
Yes, I just saw it this week.
So looking at that, knowing that information,
Hold
I
on,
wonder
flag
if
it,
probably
every
that,
ceremony,
if he was
every
wearing
ceremony.
shorts, and if he's sweating, and if his
It
skin
comes
was starting
in.
to absorb, and so if that.
Flag bearer, that's
Yeah.
what-
Let's look at
That's
that.
what you're going
Well, no, because it's.
Flag bearer.
That was the
that's
stuff they
gotta be-
sprayed in there.
Yes, that would have to be.
But it still makes
Hold the
sense.
flag.
Like,
Yeah.
so from when I got,
No, chiming on.
Oh,
Y'all.
sorry.
yeah, you were bringing in the article, I haven't had time to totally finish it yet.
What's going there, Trey?
So, I had a discussion with Kev,
Okay, yeah, about it.
he said that, yes,
Oh,
he's
go ahead.
seen articles, just not hit past me. He did not think, he said if it comes down to anything, it's gonna be higher up than what the manufacturer is, it's gonna be the ones that are making the, material, not basically Morning Pride or.
Well, sure, but they're choosing where they're buying their material.
Yeah, but he's saying that if anybody that's probably having more problems, the manufacturers that having the most problems is probably going to be the Janesville gear with their ISO dry, slick liner. He's saying that's where it's gonna come in play. He's actually going to FDIC and that.
Yeah.
Really?
He said he has a feeling that discussion may come up and they'll try to get us information if they can. He said that really, they don't have any more than we're seeing in this one article so far.
Yeah. It's interesting to see how that article is talking about how other countries, like Europe specifically, they set deadlines for when the manufacturers of turnout gear have to stop using those
Oh, wow.
chemicals as part of the airliner, because the states still lag
Whichever-
behind.
Oh, yeah,
And if
I
they
haven't
committee,
heard about, I mean, I saw the
it's,
page,
when
yeah,
you
I
look
saw
at the
the.
balance of it, there are more
But I don't know
for the
anything
turnout
more
gear
about
companies
story
than
involved,
those during
yeah.
the fire service profession, so
It's
anytime
not
these
very
conversations
exciting.
come
Well,
up,
I wouldn't.
the ones that are with the turnout gear manufacturers have been able to sway the vote, hush them, because, yeah, they outnumber the,
It happens.
As in,
those
concerns.
Good, good. I hate reading.
All my clothes.
Right.
Passionate.
Come in and change.
I
he has
wonder-
DVDs with it, he's been watching
I know,
DVDs.
this is one of the best books ever, absolutely, ever for the fire service. I think this should be standard curriculum. No, I don't work for fire engineering, no, I don't work for these guys. I barely know in passing Captain Gagliano, he couldn't pick me out of an audience. But it just is an amazing, amazing book.
Station 2 is supposed to have.
All right, drink your water. Do I need to pause this thing?
Nah, it's fine, he can edit it out.
You don't like that video.
I know we can.
Now, is it
Yeah, it's
watchable at work?
appropriate, yeah.
Okay.
You can watch it now. It's only about 2.5 minutes.
How's Chapel Hill doing?
Going well. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
So have y'all started doing anything towards cancer prevention?
A lot of the gear stuff, make sure everybody's got 2 sets.
Okay.
And we've always had you gotta clean it up within an hour
Right.
of returning.
Right.
Using the fan to blow off.
So you are doing
outside,
that,
yeah.
okay, great.
I don't know if any, there's so much policy change going on right now, like redoing SOPs and rules. I couldn't tell you what's actually been put in 9. I know that's horrible, I shouldn't be that way, but I could not, there's no way I could keep up with all of it.
Yeah,
But yeah, so the fan, garden hose, making sure we all have 2 sets of gear, trying to set up a weekly hood wash. I know Hillsboro's been doing that.
I like that.
Every Saturday, they put
Really?
a bucket of water and everybody washes their hoods, and even if they hadn't had any fires or anything, it was every
Yeah.
Saturday they wash your hoods. Saturday or Sunday, it's one of the weekend days.
yeah.
Sunday.
Sunday's the push, I know, and all the
Yeah,
stuff you see pushed out on the internet, that's
Yeah.
Sunday.
so, fire wipes, that's right.
Okay.
To wipe down those, very vascular areas.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, okay.
Just gotta get the kind of wipes that the liquid that the wipes are wet down with aren't also carcinogens.
yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good point.
Because that thing that, the medics keep on the back.
Yeah.
To decon their unit,
Yeah.
you need to put gloves on.
Oh, yeah, you're supposed to wear gloves just to clean it, that's exactly
That
right.
thing is horrible.
Because I think it was Lieutenant Covington that was even saying some of, like, the baby wipes on the market have some of
Mhm.
that
Yeah.
stuff in it that are known
Yeah.
carcinogens, yeah.
So, yeah, we got those,
Yeah,
what else?
great.
What else we doing?
So are you bagging up turnout gear to bring back
So
to the
that
station? Have you
is-
started any of that yet?
That is the goal,
Yeah,
is
that's
to
what we're
have,
leaning towards, yeah.
right now, they were trying to decide whether we were just gonna keep garbage bags and tie them up, or, and we keep some on the battalion ride, although we're getting a new battalion ride, so they're thinning all that out. So I don't know if it'll be a signed bag, or if it'll be just heavy garbage bags. I mean, we just don't run any fires, so
Yeah.
a heavy garbage bag will probably do, and the truck's just out of service till you get
That's
back.
one of my questions gonna be.
Probably cheaper than end up having to decon a nice bag you buy.
Yeah,
Are
yeah.
you deconning like SCBA and tools and equipment used on scene, or are you bringing it back to the station and then doing?
It really depends.
Okay. So that's one of the things we
Yeah,
were
the-
looking at, was actually taking the truck out of service, leaving it on scene.
The goal was to do
Cleaning
as much as
everything
we
there.
could without it getting into, like, definitely not in the cab.
Right,
Or anything
right.
like that, but I mean, it's not set in stone yet, so it's
Okay.
definitely not, I mean, we could run a kitchen fire today and I'll just
And
hop back
it'd
in
be
the truck.
nice if we could get some consistency, like countywide.
Oh, yeah.
with what we do, and get the
That's crazy talk.
volunteer departments in on it too. I know we had,
Yeah, 'cause there's some.
that
other
fire
things
last
that-
week, it was B shift, through the night, oh crap, what street was that on? Oh, shoot, I forget, but anyway, it was a little furnace, that had caught
Oh, that was off Neville.
Pine
off
Acres.
Neville, what was it?
Pine Acres, Council Lane?
Council Lane, thank you, and, I can't remember what, this was Orange, no, it wasn't Orange Grove, oh, it was White Cross that came in, and so we had just done an air monitoring check, and it was not to where, the fire was out, it was not to where we should be going in without a CVAs. Sure enough, they
Oh, yeah.
would be
Oh,
bopping
yeah.
in, and so I had, Lieutenant Walker was command, I had him call on the radio, telling them they needed to mask
Yeah.
up, they were gonna be inside, yeah, I think they got all of it.
Yeah,
I talked a little bit about that too, about
Okay.
getting animated. That's my nice way of saying. There was a guy who is about the size of Cap here, he would totally wipe the floor with me, just picture him a little taller. And he would just look at me and crush me like a pimple. And we call him Tank. And, there for a reason. But there was a fire once and my monitor that I had when I was a safety officer was just going ballistic of all the stuff that was in there. And him and some other dudes weren't wearing their mask at the time. And I got very, very animated with some choice words and I kicked them out.
right.
And I'm like, don't kill me. Of course, that was after I, got a little crazy.
Good choice words.
Yeah. And, so at the very end, talked to him and started showing him graphs and stuff. And I said, was all explanatory, but this is why I became so upset. I was like, man, just go home at the end of the day, or, you got a beautiful family. And I said, there's no power to it. It's just looking out for each other is all it is. And once I started showing them pictures of what they were in, just listen, no problem.
That helped.
No problem. I go around to each firehouse that was at this fire and show them. And it helped.
I remember first time I ever put an SCBA on in the academy. We went down through the manhole that goes into the basement of Durham's burn building, and we got down in there, and we weren't in there 25, 30 seconds. First thing the minutes to do is take our mask off. And the more you coughed, heaved, and hacked, the longer you stayed. And ultimately, you went to the door and you were supposed to say the Pledge of Allegiance,
Right,
or sing,
right.
Old MacDonald had a farm or something like that.
We had when I first started, we had where the regulator was on your belt, and you had the little snuffleupagus.
Uh-huh.
We
Okay.
used to
Yes.
train where when you ran out of air, you'd take it off and you'd
Put
shove
it
it
in
in
your
your coat.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, to help filter.
I always saw that. I was taught to breathe off the nozzle. You guys ever taught that?
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Put it on a wide fog, you
Yep.
catch that air that's off of there, and last ditch.
Something else we did was pick head axe to the floor. Get a hole,
And then you put your tube down in there.
Breathe through that, yeah.
take a fresh breath from under the house.
You change the subject real quick, 'cause I got a meeting to go to. You're probably familiar with, Sherwood, Chapel Hill too. We ran a call yesterday with, Subject College and a wood chipper.
Oh, yeah, we were asking about that, yeah.
So we got there and the wood chipper's over here, and he's sitting over here
Oh,
talking to us, so he was out, thank goodness. But you take your boot, come across like
Thanks.
this,
uh,
it was gone.
Oh, wow.
And I just looked and I started counting. I said, okay, I didn't say 4.5, I just said 4 total.
Right.
But, so,
people.
the,
So 30 pounds.
once we got him loaded and everything, I mean, no
Now you
bleeding.
count what they're gonna
Oh,
show.
But what happened was they were feeding stuff into the chipper.
Okay, cool.
The tree had some type of ivy or something on it. It wrapped around his leg and started pulling him in.
Oh,
crap.
I was wondering how that happened.
Yeah, so,
Yikes.
4-man crew. 2 of them's over here doing whatever. One sitting in the truck doing something, and he was feeding stuff in. One at the truck heard him yell and hit the reverse on the chipper.
Oh, wow.
So Walt went and said,
You ready to go?
I'm gonna go look at it, I wanna see where the reverse button is.
Looking so good.
And we looked, he came back over, I said, you see the reverse button? He said, no. So we got the one that spoke English, because it was all Hispanic.
Right.
That's a
And
bar,
guys-
you push it forward, go backward, pull it backward, and feed it in.
Wrong. Wait a minute, say that again?
Pull backwards, it feeds it
You
in.
pull
Push
backwards
in.
on the bar, it feeds it in, you push that bar forward, it feeds it back out.
Yeah, so a lot of people, the crews yesterday did not know it, so we kind of wanted to.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
some that actually have a wire that sticks down into the drum where the brush all feeds in, that if you get caught, you can actually jerk on that. That was the last ditch effort. I used to work for a tree cutting company.
So, when we looked at it, it was just the opposite of what you would think, because you're
Right.
pushing away from the truck and it's feeding in.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Pull
when
away from the truck.
Yeah.
Well, when you look at it,
Yeah.
when you look at it, it makes sense, because
Yeah.
the way this
Yeah.
thing's feed, they got the 2 barrels.
Uh-huh.
So if you pull back, you're pulling the direction those
Of the-
barrels
of the
are trying
barrels.
to feed it in.
Correct.
Right.
So,
Push forward, it feeds backward.
basically what they had done, looked like a bailing fly to me.
Yeah.
At the end of
And you
it,
know,
they had looped it around, so it was a
Big
constant
printers,
Oh.
feed.
if you wanted to
Nobody
make
was
it bigger.
standing
We
there
were doing 11 by
feeding
17 and we did
like they were
11
supposed to. But,
One of the hands
That's probably why it's like that. Yeah.
so, who was the medic over there yesterday, Walt? Gary called me and told me, they called UNC en route
Yeah.
to the scene, and they said, don't bring him here, take him to Duke. And they took him to Duke, and Gary called, later, about lunchtime, and said, Duke said they're getting ready to go, put him into surgery.